11 years of complete silence can change how a person remembers their own past, turning once vibrant family memories into distant, untouchable echoes of a life shared long ago. Back when they were kids growing up in Ohio, the two brothers shared a bond that everyone around them viewed as something exceptionally strong and unbreakable. In the living room, they built massive blanket forts and swore to each other that these fragile cloth structures were impenetrable royal castles standing against the world. Every Saturday morning brought simple rituals, like carefully splitting the very last pancake right down the middle to ensure complete fairness between the two brothers. When their father left the family home, the house suddenly felt overwhelmingly large, cold, and empty, forcing the young brothers to find comfort in each other. To chase away the nocturnal fears and the echoing silence of the abandoned rooms, they routinely slept back-to-back in the same narrow bed for mutual reassurance. Relationships rarely shatter from a single dramatic catastrophe. Instead, they often erode slowly through 1,000 small, accumulating moments of misunderstanding and unspoken resentment. As they grew into adulthood, their life paths diverged sharply, influenced by different coping mechanisms, personal pressures, and the lingering scars of a turbulent childhood. A plain, seemingly routine phone call ended with a polite goodbye and a long echo, marking the final active connection before 11 years of absolute silence. Even years later, seeing a familiar name flash across a screen triggers a tiny physical jolt, proving that the nervous system keeps an accurate score of old pain. They live parallel lives across the country, celebrating promotions, enduring losses, and aging entirely apart without sharing a single word or a supportive text message. Pride acted as an invisible shield, convincing each brother that the other person was entirely responsible for making the first move toward reconciliation and healing. Birthdays passed, holidays came and went, and important family news traveled through distant secondhand whispers rather than direct conversations between the two siblings. The cost of maintaining such a long estrangement manifested as a deep, chronic grief, accompanied by the strange relief of stepping away from an unhealthy dynamic. Many people outside the family demanded a single headline reason for the rift, failing to understand that complex estrangement defies simple explanations and sound bites. As the years stretched past the decade mark, the quiet fear of losing the chance to ever say sorry began to eclipse all lingering anger and resentment. Quiet evenings often brought back vivid mental images of their Ohio childhood, reminding them of the warmth they once shared before adult ego fractured everything. Then, in the 12th year of silence, an unexpected family health scare acted as a powerful catalyst, forcing both brothers to confront the fragility of life. With trembling fingers and a racing heart, one brother finally drafted a short, vulnerable email, stripping away years of accumulated defense mechanisms and pride. The hours following that sent message felt agonizingly slow, filled with nervous anticipation and the terrifying possibility that the outreach might be completely ignored. When a reply finally pinged on the screen, the notification broke more than a decade of defensive numbness, replacing cold silence with sudden, overwhelming emotion. Reading the tentative words sent across the digital divide, they realized neither man had truly forgotten the shared roots that anchored their early lives in Ohio. A few cautious emails quickly paved the way for a phone conversation, and soon an in-person meeting was arranged at a neutral halfway point between their homes. Driving to the meeting place, old anxieties bubbled up, but they were matched by a profound, long-overdue readiness to lay down the heavy burden of bitterness. Stepping into the quiet corner cafe, the passing of 11 years instantly vanished from view as two aging brothers spotted each other across the room. The first glance carried the weight of a decade, revealing silver hair and familiar lines of exhaustion, yet holding the undeniable spark of their shared childhood. Initial words were halting and awkward, filled with polite hesitation, until a shared childhood memory cracked the ice and allowed genuine laughter to finally break through. Without pointing fingers or reopening old courtroom arguments, they began discussing the root causes of the estrangement with rare, unguarding honesty and empathy. Each brother took turns owning his respective mistakes, acknowledging how pride and stubborn silence magnified minor grievances into insurmountable walls. Sincere apologies were offered and accepted, releasing the emotional tension that had anchored their nervous systems in a state of perpetual defense for over a decade. Years of accumulated resentment dissolved into tears and quiet understanding, proving that even the deepest family fractures can heal when met with genuine vulnerability. They spent hours filling in the massive gaps of those 11 missing years, sharing stories of career changes, quiet struggles, and personal growth achieved apart. They spoke fondly of their mother, their difficult upbringing in Ohio, and the old blanket forts that somehow seemed even more monumental in hindsight. The physical distance between their current homes suddenly felt manageable, no longer an insurmountable barrier maintained by stubborn pride and unreturned phone calls. Parting ways at the end of that day felt entirely different from their past goodbyes. This time, there was a firm promise of future phone calls and visits. While time cannot be recovered, it can be reinterpreted, transforming years of painful absence into a powerful testament to the enduring strength of sibling bonds. Looking back, both brothers realized that estrangement feeds on isolation, growing stronger in the dark corners where unexpressed hurt is left to fester unattended. The heavy emotional toll paid during those 11 years served as a permanent reminder that holding on to grievances is far more exhausting than offering forgiveness. Reconciliation taught them both the art of active listening, understanding that sharing blood does not mean sharing identical experiences or memories of the past. They learned to accept each other's flaws and differing coping mechanisms, letting go of impossible expectations and embracing the reality of who they had become. Weekly phone calls replaced the deafening silence, turning ordinary updates about weather, work, and health into cherished rituals of connection and mutual care. Sharing small details about daily routines bridged the vast geographical distance, making their separate lives feel intertwined once again after years of isolation. Holiday gatherings eventually included both brothers sitting at the same table, transforming once empty chairs into symbols of restored family wholeness and joy. Shared family jokes from decades ago resurfaced effortlessly, proving that the foundation built during their Ohio childhood could withstand the test of time. They pulled out the old photo albums, laughing at outdated hairstyles and remembering family members who had passed away during their years of silence. By breaking their own cycle of estrangement, they actively prevented the toxic patterns of their abusive childhood from spilling over into the next generation. Reflecting on the 11-year gap, they recognized how pride masquerades as self-protection while slowly starving the soul of genuine human connection and love. True forgiveness required letting go of the desperate need to be right, choosing instead to value the living relationship far above winning past arguments. Family estrangement affects 1 in 4 people, making their personal story of reconciliation a universal reminder of the grace needed to bridge family divides. Siblings are often the longest tenured witnesses of our lives, holding memories of our earliest days that no one else on earth can possibly remember. Although 11 years cannot be unwritten, every new conversation adds vibrant ink to the remaining chapters of their shared family story. Choosing vulnerability over defensive silence proved to be the single most courageous decision either brother made in their adult lives. The physical tension that once lived in their shoulders and hands dissolved completely, replaced by the deep, steady peace of a restored relationship. Today, both brothers openly share their journey to encourage others stuck in long-term family estrangement to take that terrifying first step toward healing. Life is simply too short to let pride write the ending of a family story that began with blanket forts and shared pancakes in Ohio. If you have someone in your life behind a wall of silence, remember that it is never too late to pick up the phone and say sorry. An apology does not erase the past 11 years, but it successfully reclaims the future, turning bitterness into a profound opportunity for grace. Standing side by side once again, the brothers know that their bond has been tested by fire and emerged stronger, deeper, and truly unbreakable. Their inspiring story stands as a beacon of hope for anyone navigating the painful, quiet waters of sibling estrangement and family division. 11 years of silence ended with a single message, proving that love and forgiveness will always possess the power to cross any distance. If this emotional story resonated with you, please subscribe, leave a comment about your own family journey, and share this video with someone who needs it.